Well, I've worked with the director, T.Y. Moore, on 2 other projects before. So this is like the 3rd project we're working on together, or that I've worked on with her. So when she called me and told me about Apostle Too Good, I found the story very interesting, and I think it is something that is needed a story that is needed to be said.
Brothers and sisters, as you know, I have been praying to the Lord for the past 3 years for my wife to join me here in London. Amen. And as we have it now, look, my God has done it. Amen. Look at my wife, Linda, has joined me.
Yes, what is the most challenging part of filming Apostle Do Good? Well, because Apostle Do Good is a series, so it's different from film, which is a film can last, maybe a film takes about 90 minutes, duration. And you can do everything you want to do in that small time. But when it comes to series, the challenge is being consistent, because the series that we run has about 2 seasons or so, and series like 13 or 26 episodes. So there has to be, the challenge there is being consistent in everything, in my delivery of everything I do. So that is the challenge. I think that is my challenge. But it was good. It's a learning curve, and it was great working on that, doing that. I think you have to look out or look forward to yourself, seeing yourself in the series. You might think, how is that possible? But when you watch it, you will understand. Because we all have a part to play in the church of today. So, and the series depicts everything that is happening in the charismatic church of today. So you will see yourself, and you will see other people there, and you will take away what you need to change or what you need to do in the church of today. My name is Dapo Opayinka, and I played the character of Pastor Joseph. So I'm a pastor in the church, and my family, going through like a domestic problem in the church and in the house. So that's my character, Pastor Joseph.
I'm sorry for hurting you. Really sorry.
I know, but sometimes you just hit me for nothing.
I know, and I'm sorry. It's just that the stress at church, and sometimes I behave like an idiot. I know, and I'm sorry.
It's okay, sweetie. I love you too.
I love you too, baby.
Well, director, as much as she's a director, she's my personal friend as well. And you can see the 2 sides of her when she's a friend and when she's a director. I mean, that time, there's no friendship, there's no playing. And I've worked with other directors, and I think, and I'm not just saying this because she's my friend, but she's a very good director. She knows what she wants, she knows what she's doing.
Fine. Are you sure?
Of course I'm sure.
I mean, you can talk to me. It's me now. You can talk to me. I'm there for you.
Sister, indeed, I am fine. I don't know where all this is coming from. And the film itself is based on true facts, true things that happen in real life. So I think when we go home, I think this is one of the movies that I've done as well, that when you go home, you actually really think about life. So I think that's what Apostle Do Good is all about. My name is Lydia Tet Olet, and like you can see my hands, I'm from Kenya, and I facilitate workshops in schools. I'm a cultural teacher, so I teach different schools, teaching them about African culture and tradition. In this movie, Apostle Do Good, as much as I'm an actress and also a co-producer.
Virgin's body? What were you thinking? My daddy warned me. He saw through all your charade, all this fake pastor thing.
Filming this Apostle Do Good for me was it was something very close to my heart, because since I started living here in diaspora, that is Africans that are living abroad, I noticed that we have a lot of African charismatic churches, almost like everywhere you go, and that in itself is not necessarily a bad thing. But then there's also this trend where you begin to see that people they act in a particular way, and it's as if religion has suddenly started playing such a major role in the lives of Africans especially. I noticed that in the London area, in the Southwark area, you have over 200 African charismatic churches. And it is said in the West that there is a decline of churches. The church buildings are being converted into mosques. Some church buildings are converted into offices or something. But there is a rise in African Pentecostal churches. They are like mushrooming everywhere. So I thought, why don't I do a story that, focuses on the life of Africans in diaspora that are Christians? And then we had this interesting title, Apostle Do Good. Oh my goodness. The title alone, it created quite an interest for a lot of people. Most people thought it was like a comedy, who is this good apostle? And we used it more like, what's that word they use in English? The opposite of the word. The apostle wasn't so good. But until you watch the series, then you will see it.
Oasis of love.
Shut up, all my problems.
I said oasis of love.
Shut up, all my problems.
If you know your problem is finished, sing with me. I can see everything turning around. Everything turning around. Everything turning around for my good.
Wanted to also be able to showcase cosmopolitan London. So it's not just Africans in isolation, but Africans as they interact with Europeans in Europe. My most challenging thing on this project is finances. Money. But that is normal for filming, because this is what is called guerrilla filming, is indie filming, like small budget, low budget, or no budget filming. This whole production is based on a whole lot of goodwill, never give up spirit, and a lot of community support. What I expect people to take away from this production is a confrontation with the reality of who we really are. It's like a man looking in the mirror. I have tried my best to present an unbiased report of the state of the charismatic African churches in diaspora. And it has touched on a lot of sensitive topics. I know that there will be probably an uproar in some areas. Some people will feel very indignant, some will be very angry, and some people will feel liberated. And a lot of people might actually even applaud it. It depends on what part of the fence you're sitting on. If you're a lover of truth and transparency, you definitely would love Apostle Do Good. I think it's about time we began to tell our stories. And in telling the stories, we need to be able to be honest enough and be upfront about what it is, the good, the bad, and the not so pretty. My most exciting moment was when I was confronted with the fallibility of my husband. The character, I played the character Fumi. Fumi is married to the apostle. She's what they call the mummy in the church, the big mummy, the pastor missus. And it is expected that our lives should be without, above board, holy people, sanctified people. So when when the character Fumi was confronted with the fallibility, the humanness of Pastor Bode or Apostle Bode, for me, that was the most exciting time, because then we could really, really tap into emotions, and I had to dig deep and be able to come out with, a sort of deep emotional reaction to all of that, because we all want the best of our man of God. And when the man of God is in a position of vulnerability, it will shake you. It would really shake anyone. So yes, that for me was one of the most unforgettable moments in the film. I've always loved EastEnders because EastEnders is a kind of soap that's been going on for over 20 years, for decades now. But the thing about it is, it always finds a way to be relevant to what is happening at the present time, which for me was the attraction to Apostle Do Good. I wanted to be able to tell the story of the church as it is happening at that time. So if by the grace of God, we are still doing Apostle Do Good next year, I would be having in the series a reenactment of happenings in the church.
My name is Lucy Edako. I'm currently a graduate student here at the University of Derby in England. But back home in Nigeria, I am an educator. I have over 2 decades of classroom experience. This is a debut for me, so understanding what filming was and taking up that role as a production manager was quite challenging initially. But with the cast and the crew and the director herself, they made it very easy for me. Explaining what was expected of me to do. Being a driver myself, once I know what I'm supposed to do, I get it done. So that was quite challenging initially, but I think I'm fine now. I'm okay.
I've been acting for about 5 years now, and I totally enjoy it. When I got the script, I read it, obviously, and certain things came to my mind. One was the complexity around the subject matter, obviously about church.
Sorry for what I did, but I just did it to tell you that we need to change our situation. I mean, look at where you are now. Is this what you want? Is this what we planned?
And how the audience would feel about some of the complexities around the story. But it was a story that I enjoy telling. It's a subject matter that talks about how we relate to the Bible, how we look at people who are in church, how they lead us in trying to understand the interpretations of what goes on in the world. With the storyline, I think there's so much stories out there about how people are asked to do all sorts of unusual things, but from a church perspective. So it's all about trying to enlighten people about the church, the scriptures, how people interpret it, and what people need to do to be more aware of what goes on spiritually in this world. Hello, my name is Ferguson Jack. I play the role of Pastor Dilly, a very good pastor. What intrigued me, or what was most compelling about my role is trying to be believable in how I play my character, and people can relate to my story, my contribution to this project.
My pillar of strength, my beautiful wife. That is my Yaomi Atata. Stunning, isn't she?
Hello, my name is Zainab Popola. I'm a consultant. I played the role of Apostle Sundayman's wife. I heard about the project through the producer, the director. It's educating. It's a wake-up call. I expect to see people who are more informed after watching Apostle Do Good, Christianity-wise, if I can put it like that, because it's a reality check. Every aspiring pastors to be, every single and searching sister out there, every mother, every parent generally would pick up many positive things out of the movie. Well, my expectations for the movie is it's educating. It's a wake-up call. I expect to see people who are more informed after watching Apostle Do Good.
Lord, I call upon you. You must answer me, O Lord. I come to you, O Lord. Forgive me for my sins, O Lord. I know I have sinned against you, O Lord.
Hi, good day, viewers out there. My name's Charles Efe Lawson. I'm an actor and a consultant. Apostle Do Good. Working with the director, Toyin Moore, was my experience. She was she's quite difficult to work with. Because she knows what she wants and she tells you this is what she wants. So even if you do have a bit of disagreement with her directives, you have to swallow it. She tells you rule 1 is keep your suggestion and your idea to yourself. Rule 2, keep your suggestion and your idea to yourself. Rule 3, keep your suggestion and your ideas to yourself. So you wonder, what is it then that we're doing here? But I mean, I give it to her. She's a wonderful director. She's quite creative. She knows what she's doing. Sometimes I have to disagree with her, but they say two tongue and teeth they quarrel, but they're still friends. It was nice working with her because Toyin Moore is a man. You wonder why I say she's a woman man. She's got the strength of a man in her. She's a woman that has the strength of a man. She's not one of those women that will give up easily. She's always ready to keep fighting until she's able to squeeze water out of the stone. And as you can see, the result is paid out. She's been able to squeeze water out of stone with the project Apostle Do Good. Most difficult challenge in this project is the fact that this project was we started this project when we started this project, it was something like I thought that, are we really going to be able to pull this through, There were quite a few challenges here and there, we had to work under tight budgets. The director, in spite of that, still wants everything to happen, we're working with a fantastic big budget. Looking at it now, I have every reason to say, well done to the director and the team of Apostle Do Good. I mean, it's not about one person doing it. As a lead character, if I don't have the other people alongside with me, we can't pull it through. So I have to say thank you to everybody who made our time out of your busy schedule to make sure that we sacrifice time to make sure this project is a success.
Mama.
Joseph.
Yes, Mama. Okay, I'm listening to you, Mama.
Joseph,
yes, Mama.
How long have you been married?
But you know, Mama.
Mama, you know.
Yes, you know already.
Okay. Let me help you. It's been 7 years. Hello, my name is Doris Ngeri, and I played the role of Pastor Joseph's mother. It's actually, for me, I would say that for the role I played, it's for mothers to actually look, into what they do, the kind of role they play in their children's life.
You have a very strong calling. A very strong one. You do great things.
My name is Abila Kolawole, and I played Bode's little sister, Bosse, in Apostle Do Good when he was younger. Well, when I first got the script, I was just looking for my part. And when I found it, it was like, oh, I only have one line. But I mean, it wasn't even that bad because when we actually got to recording it, there was a lot of ad-libbing that we did. So I got to be more included in it, which I was happy about. And also, the script itself, it seems really good. I haven't seen all of it, but the parts that I've seen make it sound really interesting for me. So I can't wait to watch it with you guys.
Out! Receive the anointing to be still. In Jesus' name.
Hi guys, my name is Mofe Duncan. I play Pastor Sunderman on the set of Apostle Do Good, the series. How long have I been acting? I've been acting for 13 years now. I kind of took a little break because I needed to learn the craft. I believe that with any good thing that you're doing, you need to know how to do it as opposed to just have the talent. Acting for 13 years.
Tell your neighbor suddenly. Suddenly. Tell your neighbor instantaneously. Instantaneously.
When I got the script, I was a bit intrigued, to be honest, because I haven't done any full-blown out comedy series. I find myself to be a rather humorous person. I do make my friends laugh, so I took this as a very, very dear thing to me because it's my first full-blown out comedy where I can express myself, as best as my ability, and literally be naughty and getting paid for it. So I really enjoy that. The character is a very strange person. Pastor Sunderman, at first glance you think, oh my gosh, he's a very nice, good-looking, rich pastor, but he always has some other underlying intentions, which I'm not going to give away too much because, of course, I do want you to watch the film. Pastor Sunderman he's a rich guy. He gets very close to one of the pastors. They come up with this plan to be rich. And the rest is history. The core message, I think, will be forgiveness, self-forgiveness. People do make bad choices in life. People do make mistakes in life. People go down dark paths. But the important thing is that you must be able to forgive yourself and live up to the consequences of your actions. A lot of people, they do things without, they're more concerned about the action than the consequence of their actions. And this story gives us, a broad retrospect of how one man goes through struggles and the actions he takes and the consequences he takes. So it's got a feel-good story to it with lots and lots of comedy to kind of douse the fire that is actually the core story. So I think self-forgiveness is also, in my opinion, one of the core messages of Apostle Do Good. And of course, the fact that you have a nice-looking pastor in your church.
I can't help but to give God glory. After all, I'm alive. The enemy